welcome you to my channel. Thank you for being here and thank you for staying here with me. So, once I was a little kid, I always used to love video games growing up, but I didn't have much opportunities, much time, and frankly, much like consoles or PC to play on. So, once I became an adult, I tried to revive my love for gaming, and that's what this is. That's what this channel is all about. And today, in my attempt to learn more about video games and have fun playing them, I'm playing the new God of War Sons of Sparta. I'm gonna give you my tips, my tricks, first impressions of the game, and whether or not it is a decent game in my opinion. So without further ado, let's dive back into Sons of Sparta.
Hold on. Who were they skirmishing with at the border?
Not important to this story.
Was it the Persian army?
Focus, if you wish me to proceed.
Yes, Father.
First of all, this game is absolutely incredible. It's a 2D God of War Metroidvania, and the whole concept of that is absolutely so freaking awesome. I love Metroidvania so freaking much. It's probably one of my favorite genre. After I played Hollow Knight and Silksong, it became absolutely a favorite of mine. And having a God of War in this same genre is absolutely mind-blowing. I could have never thought that we would ever get a game like this, but it is incredible. So, as you can see, the game is pixelated. It has this kind of unique art style, and there's actually possibility to change the art style and make it even more pixelated, like you're playing on an old console, which is extremely great. Looks and plays absolutely wonderful. So what about the story? The story of God of War Sons of Sparta is a story that Kratos tells his young daughter once he becomes a Spartan. The stories that he had with him and Deimos as they were kids and learning in Sparta. That is an incredible, absolutely incredible concept, and I like that they did it with the game because getting to know more about Kratos and his beginnings and getting to know him basically beyond what we've known so far in all these games is absolutely incredible. It's more like bringing this great human side of Kratos, and I love it. I absolutely love it. It's really cool to explore his and Deimos' relationship together in Sparta. And Deimos, I'm gonna be quite honest with you, Deimos seems absolutely wonderful, and I like him much better than Kratos in this game. The characters in this game are so fun. All the dialogue is incredibly vivid and living. You can just see this game being full of life. This is an absolutely wonderful. This world feels alive. They did a great job in making that, making sure that every single character has something to add to the story. The game is an incredible mix of old and new. It's got this really new, cool UI that you get from the older God of War games, but it's got basically everything else from the old ones, from enemies to combat to unlocking even chests. All the same stays from the Greek God of War mythology, and that is incredibly cool and awesome and crazy. You get these orbs that are flying around, you get so many new abilities, and this is so fun. The first thing that didn't really appeal to me when I opened the game was the slight delay for the attacks and the movement overall. Every few seconds, Kratos has this weird delay, and I'm not sure if that's done on purpose. My initial thoughts were that this was done to make the game play like the older games, but in times, it just doesn't do what you want it to do. Sometimes you just want to fight and you just want to avoid all at the same time, but it doesn't do that just because of that slight delay with a few seconds, and then when you expect Kratos to jump, he just stands there and you take damage, which is a bit frustrating here, but it's not a huge milestone. You just have to get used to the way that the game wants you to play it. But other than that, the combat is great. It's absolutely amazing. You can definitely upgrade so many abilities and get so many varieties of different skills and different combats.
Can I ask you something without you going all quiet on me?
No promises.
Do you ever think about love?
Is this about Lysandra again?
She likes you. She talks to you like you're more than just a spear and a shield.
You get these amazing skill trees that get you the ability to upgrade so many of your attacks, just like in God of War 2016, both for offense and defense, which is so incredibly cool. And you have so many versatile abilities to do whatever you want, basically whatever you want, basically any combination that you can think of. But the next thing that kind of threw me off was honestly a map. The first time that I saw this map, I thought to myself that this is some way incredibly practical, but at the same time incredibly clumsy for some reason. Don't get me wrong, the map is incredibly practical in the way that it shows you different areas and then points of fast travel and different colors in the way that you can go and where you can go. But the rooms themselves are not the same size. So basically it confuses you and you have to rely on your map to know where you have to go, which is obvious, but sometimes you just don't want to look at your map for every 2 seconds. These points on the map are going to be shown to you everywhere, and I just wish they would have like done something with the colors, because to me they all look the same and you just have to zoom in to really see whatever it is that you're looking at. And sometimes even the locations are not that obvious as to where you want to get. Even this little red thing, which is showing you your main objective, that is not always visible in this map. You see everything just blends together, and that is not to say any critiques. That is just to say that my first initial impressions were not that great about the map. Looking at other maps in other Metroidvanias like Hollow Knight and Silksong, this one just looks like it's a beta version of a map that was going to be released much later on. Still, I'm not critiquing it, it's just visuals for me, it's just what I would have preferred better. The variety of enemies is amazing in this game. I love that they've added so many old enemies from old games, and you are not getting bored in this game. There's so much to learn. You get all the basic attacks. You get the shield, you get the parry, and you get the attack. That is absolutely awesome and amazing and brings so many variety to the game. But even now, you see every couple of seconds I just have to look at a map to see where I'm going and where I should be going. And even though I don't know if that's made on purpose, but every single room, between the rooms, you get this black screen that's lasting a couple of seconds. The visuals of this game are absolutely on point. Every single thing that you see is made so well and is incredibly well thought of. The backgrounds are so alive. The characters are really there for you to enjoy and fight as much of them as you just possibly can. Another not so great thing about the game so far that is really pissing me off is the fact that you cannot really travel fast. Let me explain. There are definitely fast travel points. Sometimes they're just so far that it does not matter if you use fast travel or not. You're just better off walking anyway most of the time. This is the first thing, and the second thing is actually the ability that you get a bit later on in the game, which is called these victory sandals that let you run really fast. The thing is that this is absolutely incredible ability. In some sense, this ability is useless as well, just because it is kind of letting you run really fast, but for really short period of time. So what's the point? The game will let you unlock so many new abilities along the way. There are way more abilities than I initially expected that there would be. So the variety in this game is definitely a huge factor. Overall, this game is an absolutely amazing addition to the God of War saga, and if you're a fan of old games and a fan of Metroidvanias, you definitely have to give it a try. My personal opinion is that it's absolutely great, absolutely wonderful. There's so many things to like about it, but for some reason, some clunky mechanics just throw me off sometimes, and it's not letting me fully comprehend what I'm playing. For me personally, there are a couple of moments that do throw me off so much that I kind of break a fourth wall and forget that I'm playing the game, and that is not a good thing when you're playing game, to kind of forget that you're playing game and get out of it. Overall, this game is absolutely amazing, and I would give it a solid 7 and 8 out of 10. I'm in love with the God of War saga. I'm in love with Metroidvanias, and I am absolutely in love with the style that they brought to this game. I just wish that they made some few minor changes so that the game would play so much smoother. This game is an absolute must addition. If you're a fan of Metroidvanias and if you're a fan of God of War series, you definitely have to at least try it for yourself. I thank to each and every one of you for staying here with me. This was an incredibly fun experience. Please make sure to come back sometime later, just because we have so much fun here and I'm gonna play so many games down the line. So till the next time, peace out.